Welcome to the Hellmouth. Hope everybody's 5x5. This is Major Slayage. Ket Arik rewatch Buffy the Vampire Slayer. My name is Eric, and to my right, your left, my brilliant, hilarious, gorgeous, talented wife and co-host. You know her as half the powerhouse duo that is Kim and Ket. Stay alive, baby. Give it up for Ketryn Porter.
All I can hear when you do your intro now is Tony and Dave from All Browns No Brains
Roasting me for it.
imitating you.
Yes.
I wrote this all in caps, so I would say I was going to do it like Arik and Ketryn. Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of All Bronze No Brains.
Oh my god, that's so much energy.
Your favorite Buffy podcast. I am one half of the powerhouse dynamic duo. We are your favorite Irish odd couple. I'm your host, Tony Webster, and of course I'm joined by my brother from another mother, David Jackson.
Yes, folks, today we're talking about Season 4, Episode 4, Fear Itself, written by fan favourite David Fury and directed by Tucker Gates. Tucker Gates.
I can't keep that voice up. It's so energy
I'm
driven.
done.
How
I'm
do
done.
Americans do it? I just
I
don't
have
know.
no idea.
And it makes me really happy.
Yeah, that's my American DJ voice. As I told them that I have many friends and a wife who makes fun of me for the way I intro this show, and I don't care. I do it this way because I like it.
I love it. Great.
We are here to talk about Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 3, Episode 16, Doppelgangland. Great title, great episode. What are your thoughts on this one?
No notes, honestly.
Kind
Like,
of
I
a
can't-
perfect episode.
If I
yeah.
had notes during the watch along, they are insignificant enough that I don't remember them.
Yeah, no, like I said, we'll always find stuff to nitpick along the way because that's kind of how we roll. But yeah, this is one of those perfect Buffy episodes, not the emotionally devastating one.
Mhm.
This is the fun, brisk adventure. All the quips we're quipping. We
But
kind of
still
got to use
serialized.
everybody.
Not monster of the week. Like definitely congruent with what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like the previously on
Yeah.
had a lot of stuff. Like this touched on a lot of different things that have been happening.
Yeah.
Very little to complain about. Even the characters who usually get short shrift at least show up a little bit, which is sort of the proof that it can be done, that we can include everybody in this massive cast and give them at least a little something to do.
I'm curious who wrote this. I want to see, like, do I like this person's
In
episodes?
general, what they write. Yeah, no, that's worth looking at for sure. We do the deep dive on our Patreon. We do the trivia crypt where we really get into the minutia of the behind the scenes and fun facts and all of that stuff for every episode. $5 a month there. We also do a watch along where we watch the episode and talk over it before we record this. So that's all the business. Now's the time of the show where we do a little segment called Marital Grievances. As those of you who've been following know, we didn't do an episode last week because this one contracted COVID. That's not my grievance. But we weren't able to record this last week. So we did a best of show where we went back. It's interesting. I realized this comes out like right before our 1 year anniversary of starting the show.
No shit.
So the timing of doing a season 1 roast clip show best of just kind of worked out, the serendipity of it.
I love that.
My grievance is this. This one is a pretty bossy nurse / doctor when I'm sick. She lays down the law. You got to drink this. You got to do this. You got to take that. You got to get in bed. You got to get off your phone. You got to sleep. You do other things. She's a pretty ornery patient when I'm the one having to play nursemaid.
Wow.
Doesn't go to bed when I tell her,
Interesting.
have to tell her several times. Just wants to do her own thing.
Wants to do her own. She's her own thing.
But it doesn't listen, doesn't take the same level of nursing and care that she gives me.
Wow. I couldn't have planned this because I actually didn't come with a marital grievance. I came with a marital anti-grievance.
Oh, is this where you make me look like an asshole?
I don't need to try that hard. Because you know what my marital anti-grievance was?
What's that?
Was I came down with COVID.
Right.
I was very sad. I missed a really important family event.
Yeah, we had to miss a trip to Arizona for her aunt's 80th birthday.
I was pretty devastated. It wasn't actually like the worst bout of COVID that I've ever had, but it's COVID, so it's real. Like it's, I was mostly very, very sad. And all I kept thinking while I was sick was, wow, I want for nothing when I'm sick. My husband is such an incredible caretaker. And whatever I need, he provides me. And I was just left with a sense of gratitude to you. But I guess
it'd be
that
great to
wasn't
get that in the
reciprocated.
moment and not in retrospect. Though.
I was ill.
In the moment.
I was ill.
Seems to run in the family when your family gets ill. That brings out their more prickly parts of their personality.
That was shade at you, Dad. Damn.
It is what it is. Nobody's fun to be around when they're sick. But yeah, if I had one wish, thank you. That was very kind of you to say. If I had one wish, it would be that you would just listen a little bit more and go to bed when I tell you.
I hear
drink
you.
when I tell you.
I think it's difficult for doctors to take medical advice.
Right. Doctor, heal thyself.
Like that's tough. You know, it's
she's not really a doctor.
Well, I'll work on it.
All right. I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad we're able to do this. A year of this thing so far.
That's crazy.
We started April
1st.
Last year. We released our first episode.
Time's real weird.
Time is weird. How is it already April of 2026? I feel like I've just gotten used to writing the 6 at the end of the date.
Yeah, it's real stupid. It's real dumb.
Did you bring a spell this week?
I brought a resource and an announcement. So
okay.
I really am
So no, the answer is no.
Yes, I did. So I'm so appreciative to this show because it really, I am a collector of resources. I wish that I immersed myself in those resources more. I tend to dive in pretty deep once I acquire the resource, and then it sort of sits on a shelf in an aesthetic way that brings me joy to look at. But like, I wish I had more time in my daily life to just sort of like just dive into all of the wonderful witchcraft resources I've acquired, and this show allows me to do that because I'm looking for resources for you guys.
Mm-hmm. Well, that being said, though, you've put a lot of effort into your personal grimoire where you've written your own reference to interpreting different brands of tarot decks and keeping it all in one resource. So like, it's really cool what she's done. She's created like this. I said she should scan it and sell it. It's pretty comprehensive and it's really great and it's really impressive and it's all handwritten and she's been working really hard on it. So
put a pin in that.
Okay.
So this is another book that I was gifted that I hadn't done a deep dive into, but I was inspired to sort of, share with you resources that I have. And I wanted to kind of talk about color magic because in this particular episode, as a costume person, we have a very specific color scheme for Willow and a very specific color scheme for Vamp Willow. And not that I'm necessarily suggesting that the costume artists were looking at the magic of colors, but a lot of the magic of colors is very intuitive. We sort of use it without even realizing it. So I thought I would just take a look at the magical correspondences of the two colors that the costume designer leans into for Vamp Willow, which is black and red. We associate that with sort of like, evil vamp. That makes sense to us when we see it, but I thought I would dive into the actual symbolism of those colors and why we associate those colors with it.
Interesting, because the Chicago Bulls colors are black and red, my favorite basketball team. So
I wonder
learn something.
I wonder if this will resonate with you. So we'll start with red. It's actually this book. It's not really showing up that way on camera, but
we'll take a picture of it.
It's a pretty close red to the red that they used for Willow. So some ways that you can use red in your spell work. The key words for red are things like action, aggression, attention, beginnings, birth, blood, courage, danger, lust, pain, passion, power, primal, sex, stop, strength, survival, vibrancy, vigor, war, and womb. So it's not a coincidence that that's a color that we associate with vampires in this show. It's also associated with the root center, which is dealing with our chakras, like our literal root, where sort of like our primal instincts come from. And also corresponds to the fire element. All of that makes a lot of sort of logical logical sense. And then we'll take a look at black and green. I'll tell you why in a second. So black tends to deal with authority, confidence, creation, interestingly, and death. But death is its own form of creation, which I find really interesting in terms of vampire lore. Elegance, fertility, formality, glamour, gravity, protection, rebellion, seriousness, sophistication, space, and substance. So I just thought it was really interesting. Like, yes, colors have magical correspondences, but the feelings that various colors give you can also be used in your own magic, right? So even if black makes you feel a certain way that may not correspond to like what most witches associate it with, that doesn't mean you can't use it. At least in my witchcraft. Green, I thought it was a really interesting, it was kind of like a weird choice to put green eyeshadow very distinctly on her costume look. So let's take a look at what green means.
Well, it looks good with her complexion, but it's not the kind of thing that regular Willow would ever wear.
Correct.
So it was it's a bold choice. Eyeshadow in general, I'm trying to remember back to the 90s. Was eyeshadow in? Was it something people did a lot?
Yeah, and it was questionable.
It was questionable.
So green is also very obvious. Abundance, balance, center, earth, envy, fertility, growth, harmony, inexperience, jealousy, life, love, luck, movement, nature, poison, prosperity, renewal, rest, and wealth. So I just thought that was really interesting. Before I close out this chapter and make a little magical announcement, is there any color you're curious about?
Well, you pointed out that Anya is wearing brown in the bronze, and then there was a lot of brown. Frankly, the vamp minion was wearing a brown coat. Felt like there was a lot of brown happening at the bronze. So I guess look up brown.
Okay, and here's the thing. I talked a lot of shit about the color brown in this episode. It was mostly the cut and fit of the brown that was happening on Anya. I actually love brown. It's one of my favorite colors.
I loved her top. If she had been wearing like tight black jeans with that top, would have been fine. But that brown with a slightly different brown, weird
was a mess
cut of a skirt.
But in general, brown makes me feel very good. So yeah, let's see.
Yeah, well, you looked that up. Yeah, I thought that it felt like Anya was dressing the way she would have dressed as a peasant back in Scandinavia 1100 years ago.
Yeah. Comfort, death as well. Dependable. Oh, interesting, since this episode was about dull, earth, fertility, grounding, hard work, humility, humorless, nature, nourishment, organic, practicality, reliability, stability, structure, unemotional, and warmth. Now here's an interesting thing in terms of like how you can use color in your own way. Some witches use the color brown if they're doing spell work at or around or about animals, because that tends to be a color associated with animal healing. Anytime I'm doing spells for the kids, I tend to use a brown candle, that kind of stuff.
And you had an announcement you wanted to make.
Yes. So thank you for foreshadowing it. You guys really, you guys do inspire me to sort of be more intentional about my witchcraft. So thank you so much for that. And because it wasn't a particularly terrible bout of COVID, I was able to do some creative work and some witchcraft work. And this is going to be a full reference book. Right now, it is just all 78 tarot cards that I have made my own personal notes on every single one, using various tarot resources and combining them all into one page. As you guys know, I have a very specific way that I choose to interact with tarot because I did have a traumatic experience with someone reading my tarot when I was very young. It's very important to me that I don't traumatize people when when I'm reading their cards. So I decided that what I would like to do is on our Patreon, you can purchase for a very small fee, no, it won't be more than the monthly fee of $5, but it will be a separate purchase, even if you are a member, where you can purchase a tarot read video from me, and you'll be able to choose what deck you would like me to use. You will also be able to, I have a little envelope here that I put in. You will also be able to choose the spread that you would like me to use. I have a list of spreads. If there's a specific spread that you know that you would like me to use that I'm not familiar with, you can tell me about that as well.
Will there be a possibility to do that live, like where they can connect with you via Zoom or something and do it, like in real time?
I won't say no, but it's not how I'm currently wrapping my head around the concept of it. So let's just leave that open.
Okay.
Right now, I'm saying that you can purchase a personal tarot read from me on our Patreon. So thank you for allowing me to dive deeper and explore my witchcraft. As Eric knows, I tend to do things much more readily for other people than I do for myself. This is no different. So you'll be able to find that on our Patreon by the time you're watching this episode.
Very cool. I'm excited to see that. As someone who's had their cards pulled by this witch before, it's a really cool experience. It's very, that's the reason I said maybe there would be a way someone to do it, because there is sometimes some questions that happen and you've got really thoughtful, insightful things to say in response to questions. So we'll figure out the logistics of it. But yeah, look on there now and we can book a reading with our very own witch.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready to get into this episode?
I am. Hi, Tallulah.
There's Ketryn's familiar, Tallulah.
Oh, Caradwin's trying to climb up there.
Uh-oh. So we've got a chorus of kitties cheering us on or basically ignoring us, but being in our space while we do this. So yeah, Doppelgangland, let's do it.
So fun. Okay, so Anya, she's stuck at Sunnydale still, and she's talking to her boss,
her manager.
I don't actually know if she says his name in this episode, but we know his name is Hoffman. Spoiler alert, he comes back.
Dustin Hoffman.
And Dustin Hoffman. And Anya has had it. And listen, I get it. She's like, I do not want to be stuck in high school. And boy, oh boy, is that real. Like, that is so real. People that talk about where it's like, God, I would never want to go back to high school. Yeah. Anya is.
No, I have a recurring nightmare where at my current age, I am having to retake high school.
Yeah.
And I constantly have to remind myself, wait, I did this. I graduated decades ago. Why am I sweating science homework? And
yeah,
that is a literal nightmare I have.
Basically, she's trying to get back to her own not reality.
She wants
her power back.
Yeah, she wants her power back. Continue to punish awful dudes. Boy, we need her. We'd like to tap her in now, but she can't do it without the necklace that Giles destroyed.
Right.
And I still have questions about
I'm going to take a drink.
This is valid though.
It is valid. I just don't
care.
Have any. Yeah.
So Cordy shows up wearing Anya's necklace. Anya shows up wearing one that Giles snatches off of her, and that's the one he destroys.
Well, so Cordelia doesn't show up wearing Anya's necklace. Anya gives it to her.
She shows up in the Wishverse wearing the necklace.
Okay.
And Giles spots it, snatches it off of her, and studies it. Seems like he spins his wheels a long time figuring out how significant it is. And that's the other thing is like, is it the same Anya that shows up in the Wishverse that is in Sunnydale tricking Cordy into making the wish? Or is it a separate Anya? We said like in the Marvel universe, that's a Nexus being where you're the same you in every reality. So many questions, no answers provided. But basically there is a version of her necklace still around. She wants it back because that's how she does her thing.
Tap me in when you're done. Are you good?
Well.
Okay, great. Here we go. So
you realize we're trying to sell people on finding what we have to say interesting. When you shit on me.
No, they found it interesting the first 36 times you talked about it.
They were all in the watch along. A very small percentage of people actually is in the watch along with us.
Well, if you're trying to sell me, I've bought it. I'm good. So here's what Anya says. She's like, listen to Hoffman, if you won't help me, I'll find someone who will. Cut to Miss Willow Rosenberg, who is spinning a pencil in midair.
With her power of her mind bullets.
She is witching.
Yes.
And it's very, first of all, I just thought of this. I'm like, what are kids like just walking by saying about this?
Probably no one's paying them any attention, or they're distracted by Buffy's weak ass crunches.
Her crunches were a mess.
They're not going to do anything for her abs. They're likely to give her lower back pain.
I mean, good thing she has Slayer strength. Like there might be some exercises that Buffy as a Slayer just does because she's like, this is how you do it. And she thinks that she's doing it right because it doesn't actually have any, like, she's got superpower strength.
I've also often wondered, does Superman have to lift weights to be ripped like that? Or is that just how he is?
Yeah, I don't think so.
And what weight is he lifting? Airplanes? Like, what weights would Superman even lift?
Yeah. Also, have you seen Alan Ritchson?
I don't even know who that is.
Standing next to Henry Cavill.
Who's Alan Ritchson?
He plays Jack Reacher.
Oh, Jack Reacher. Oh, yeah, he's a big dude. He just got in trouble. He got in a public fight
but
on
he
his
didn't get in
bicycle.
trouble. He didn't get in trouble.
No, he didn't get, but I said his bicycle. He got in some motorcycle dust up.
Yeah.
I've seen it on the news. I haven't watched the clip.
Okay, well, listen to this. You're going to love him even more, and there's a point to my story.
I've seen a couple episodes, actually, of that show, and he's really compelling.
He's incredible.
But he's fucking massive.
He's incredible. He's massive, and he's also super anti-MAGA.
Nice.
And the dude that pushed him off his motorcycle was some fucking MAGA dude who then tried to get him canceled. And everyone went, nah, we're not doing that. But so now he's like all over my Threads feed. But then somebody posted a picture of him standing next to Henry Cavill.
Mm-hmm.
He makes it look like Henry Cavill is standing next to Tom Holland.
I gotta see this picture. We'll put it right here.
Insane. What are we talking about? Anyway, part of why Buffy is training so hard is because she is feeling competitive with Faith, who is ostensibly playing ball since having escaped the council, and I guess is sort of like, I'm mildly sorry for killing that dude. Like, I'll play ball.
Yeah, this is weird. Wesley was going to abduct her and deport her to London. She whooped his ass and escaped, and now they're just like, well,
let's try another
that's
tactic.
her coach now.
Yeah, it's nebulous. I just wrote, how many pairs of overalls does Willow Rosenberg have?
The limit does not exist. The limit does not exist.
Buffy, though, does sort of have a thought about Faith that is echoed later, where she says, like, you know, she has room for Faith because she's like, in other circumstances, that could be me. She sees that, and this is something I've always really admired about my mom, actually, that, you know, my mom on paper is a very privileged woman in all sort of categories of privilege. She has
not the least of which pretty privilege.
Yeah, that's true.
Not the least of which pretty privilege.
That is true. But she has always looked at, you know, specifically unhoused people and said, like, there is no difference between me and that person other than luck. That's it. Or people that live in war-torn countries or whatever. And I really admire that about my mom, and I admire that about Buffy. Yeah. You know, that she is...
Well, she's actually borne the brunt of being treated like a troubled kid.
Yep.
Snyder has pegged her as that and is merciless around that. Her mom, frankly, has treated her like a troubled kid at different times.
Yep.
Book Club Pat definitely tried to smear her with a scarlet letter as a troubled kid as well. So she's definitely like seen the way the world treats her. And
she's also had her moments of like those times when she's like, it would be easier to just faith it up. You know, when she came back from season 1, she was a bitch. Even Cordelia had to call her on it. Like, you know, and she was clearly protecting herself from emotional trauma, you know? It
was her relationship with Giles and her friends that have kept her from turning into Faith.
Yeah, this show's good.
This show's really good.
Okay, so
you should check it out if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, so cut to, I don't know why I wrote it that Snyder? That's how I wrote it on my page.
That's sort of the only way to address him, really.
I guess we haven't seen him for a while, maybe, but don't worry. He's up to his same ways of being a real piece of shit. Basically, he says to Willow, Percy is our star athlete, and I don't want him to have to be bothered by schoolwork. So if you could tutor him.
Right. Same move that they pulled with the swim team last season.
Exact same move, which he apparently was on, and now there's just no swim team. So I'm like, what are we doing with the pool? There's still a pool at Sunnydale.
I don't know that we don't have a swim team. I think they're just not very good because they're not getting drugs and being turned into fishmen.
There you go.
They're not inhaling the Russian steam. And becoming creatures from the Black Lagoon.
That's fair.
So now it's basketball.
Willow is very concerned that Snyder's trying to get them to breed because Percy is athletic and she is smart. He's not. I mean, he's not. Like, I can't rule that out for Snyder.
Right.
But like currently that's not his
That's
request.
not his agenda. What do you think of this guy?
Percy?
Yeah.
Did his job.
I think when he confronts her in the bronze, he seems like he's 35. Like, he doesn't seem like a high school kid to me.
He does have my worst line.
And he's spoiler alert, he's also wins worst dressed because he's dressed like a FedEx driver in this scene.
He doesn't win my worst dress, but yeah. He was fine. He was good. This type of dude in real life is as transparent and paper thin in terms of ability to interact with other humans.
Right.
That I thought he was spot on.
Right. And, folds quickly when we'll get there. There.
We head to the library and I just wrote, is Giles sucking on a lollipop?
He sure is.
What are you doing? Why are you sucking on that lollipop? What am I talking about? Faith is here. So Faith is I did right. So Faith is just here. By the way, we just did our watch along, but I take notes like to do the walkthrough. I took these notes 3 weeks ago. So like I'm having an experience just sort of.
Yes, breaking the illusion. Ketryn has watched the episode before our watch along.
But I've also watched the episode.
You've seen these hundreds of times.
100 times. Like there's no surprise to me at any point. So Faith is just here. Faith is playing ball with the council. And
yeah, it's very weird. They just kind of brush it under the rug.
I guess they're kind of like, no news is good news. Like,
I guess.
Like we know that there's some shit going on. But for them, they're just kind of like, phew, we have demons to deal with. And currently we have 2 slayers. So let's not look a gift slayer in the mouth.
Right. And here comes WWP dressing a little more casual. He's taking a couple of cues from Giles. He's rolling up his sleeves, which is the way into Ketryn's heart.
Yep.
He's got some blue jeans on, although he's wearing them as, high-waisted dad jeans with his dad white sneakers.
I liked it.
But it's definitely better than running around in a David Byrne too big suit.
Yeah, I was into it. Wouldn't mind seeing WWP in this iteration being the Hudson to Giles Connor, if you know what I mean.
I understood that reference.
Willow is also trying to hack into the mayor's office because we know that the mayor is up to shenanigans. Mm-hmm. Something that Faith does is she just goes, "What you doing?" Mm-hmm. Now we know that it's a "what are you doing?" She's spying, but she does a good job of just being like, just curious.
Yeah, she's double agenting. Her hair looks really cute. I love her whole outfit, her whole Sporty Spice thing. She's wearing like satin jogging pants.
Yeah.
Looks incredible.
The next scene is Faith immediately goes and tells the mayor that like they're trying to get dirt on you.
She's rewarded for her double agency with
an apartment
that looks like it was decorated by a set dresser and not the way anyone's house would actually look.
Listen, definitely looks like it was decorated by a set director, but it also looks like it was decorated by definitely a college student in 1998. For sure. Like there were vibes where I was just like, there was a past iteration of me that would have really been into this whole thing.
I'm doing blue curtains everywhere.
Yeah.
She loves the space. She's overcome with her new digs, jumping up and down on the bed, which she gets scolded for.
And there's actually, this is why people love the mayor. This scene really, I think, encapsulates why he's so beloved, despite the fact that he is the big bad of the season. Because Faith tries to turn on one of her weapons.
Don't say your sexuality. My sexuality.
And she calls him Sugar Daddy.
And he shoots it down immediately. And I don't know if he said this or I wrote this, but I wrote, he's not Sugar Daddy. He's just dad.
Right.
And That is beautiful. I think it's one of the reasons why, spoiler alert, there is something truly heartbreaking about the relationship between the mayor and the faith.
The faith.
And the faith. The mayor and the faith.
The faith.
The mayor and faith that we end up having to mourn.
I don't remember how it plays out, so
Great.
say
Okay.
less.
Incredible.
Yeah,
Incredible
because
relationship.
He's going to provide for her, and she's used to this kind of thing being transactional. And so she, plays it up, and he's like, no, I'm going to take care of you because you're my person. And that's all that's required. You do your job and we're good.
He expects things of Faith. Like, he's like, I want Buffy dead. And he tells Faith that a vampire should do it. Like, it makes the most sense.
Interesting. I thought he was saying he wanted Willow dead because she's the one snooping. And then the vampires show up later stalking Willow. So when he says, kill your friend, but don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to do it, I thought he meant Willow.
Interesting. Yeah, I took it as Buffy, that it's like she is the... I don't know that he sees Willow as a threat without Buffy.
Well, but Willow's the one hacking into his files.
I don't think he sees Willow
then
as a
why
threat
does he
without
send
Buffy.
vampires after her?
Does he send vampires
Yeah,
after
when
Willow?
they find Vamp Willow in the alley, they're like, Willow Rosenberg.
You're right. Maybe I did miss that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
We got to commemorate this moment a little more pageantry here. We need a Buffy court sting.
I was wrong.
Or a marital grievance. We need something. We need to celebrate what just happened here.
Whatever you need, babe. Remember it, commemorate it, scrapbook it, because you're going to have to look back at it. You're not going to get to relive it. So now we go back to school. Waz is hugging in the hallway, and we got some much needed explanation of why Oz is not in every episode. And he was, in fact, missing school for his band.
Right. As we suspected, but it's just nice to have them acknowledge it.
Thank you so much.
We don't have to fill in the blanks.
As JoJo says, too little, too late. But we'll take it. Willow says that she can't come to Oz's gig tonight because she has too much homework. And by too much homework, she means somebody else's homework.
Right.
Willow then finds Percy and is like, I want to go over your paper to help you. And Percy is like, what meeting were you in? You're just going to write it. There's no going over it. Like, you're doing the paper.
And he gives her instructions about how to pull it off.
So you have to read this and then explain it. And this is important. You have to say it in my own words, okay?
Smart, but not too smart. Let's have a 4-syllable max.
Willow has just gotten that kind of degrading response from Percy. And so when Buffy comes up, Bander needs help, I don't know, with math or something like that. Buffy refers to Willow as old reliable, which is not where Willow is right now. That's not how she wants to be seen.
Right.
It's triggering for her
She's
right
the giving
now.
tree, and they keep taking pieces of her, and she doesn't know how to establish that boundary. But she's definitely feeling taxed by all this.
Exactly. So she ends up storming off. She has a really cute moment where Buffy runs after her.
Well, wait. I'm really sorry. I'm storming off. It doesn't really work if you come with me.
Allison Hannigan is...
She's phenomenal in this episode because all of her Willow stuff is completely on point. And then when she's Vamp Willow, we've talked about this in the last episode where she played Vamp Willow as well. Her physicality completely changes. The energy.
Mm-hmm.
Willow vibrates up here, and Vamp Willow is this, like, you call her a snake. Like, she just kind of slithers around in this real kind of sultry.
It's beautiful.
She's drippy.
If there are any college theater kids out there who are wondering why they have to take movement for actors at 9:30 a.m. on a Tuesday and Thursday morning, this is a great example of why your physicality informs your performance. Anya then catches Willow in the hallway, and this is yet another person asking something of Willow.
You had a funny comment in the watch along where you're like, she's asking Willow if she's heard the good news because how she's dressed, pastor's wife, missionary.
She's dressed like a fucking I wrote here, she looks like a church teen.
She does look like a church teen.
It's wild. Basically, she's like, I heard you're a powerful Wicca.
Is it Wicca or Wiccan?
It's very interchangeable because also like I don't have any indication that that Willow is
specifically Wiccan.
Anyway.
Right.
So I think it's interchangeable.
People just use those words to mean witch.
Yeah. To me, you know what I think it actually reminds me of is I think people started saying Wicca or Wiccan the way that we at one point felt that it was more respectful to say African American until Black people went, please don't assume that I'm African.
Right.
American. I could not identify with that at all.
Sure.
I could be Haitian.
Mm-hmm.
I could be Jamaican. I could be literally all of these other things. You're actually pigeonholing me by calling me that. So please just call me Black.
Right. But I was more thinking about the part of speech, Wicca versus Wiccan. Like
I have heard it multiple ways that way as well.
Fair enough.
But also in the 90s, I do feel like
it was a way to try and be more respectful, but it's like, but that doesn't apply to everybody.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. For those of you that don't know, I do not consider myself Wiccan. I do not practice Wicca, though I am ordained to be able to marry people in Wiccan ceremonies. I myself do not identify that way. I identify as a witch. They want to do a spell to get the necklace back. So we're doing flashy dance spell things with some purple sand from the Ocean City boardwalk.
Where did dance enter it?
It always enters. As the spell is happening, when Willow touches Anya's hand, she sees flashes of that other universe. So she sees, oh damn, Anya's not just trying to get her necklace back. There's some dark shit happening. So she puts her hand into the stream of magical sand. Willow gets up and is like, I'm not doing fucking dark ass shit. What the fuck? Anya's like, I'm just looking for my necklace.
Well, did you try looking inside the sofa in hell?
Willow says magic isn't to be toyed with. Willow, please talk to future Willow.
She should get that tattooed on herself like Sammy Jenkins.
Right?
Or not Sammy Jenkins, like Leonard Shelby from Memento.
Oh, his name was Leonard Shelby?
Yeah.
Doesn't work. Anya smashes the plate, but we see that a piece worked because we brought Vamp Willow back to this reality. So now Vamp Willow is walking around this new universe, very confused.
Much like the sequence where Cordy was walking through the Wishverse.
Yeah.
It's the same location, same kind of taking in the new environs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Environs?
Yes.
What does that mean? Hold, please. Environs. What a weird word. The surrounding areas, outskirts, or vicinity of a place, particularly a city or town. But like, why not environments? Like, why do we have to be all weird about it? Willow's walking around and she's like, wow, these humans seem super comfortable walking around at night.
Well, we're not in Kansas anymore.
Thank you. I was going, we're not in hometown anymore. That's not correct.
I'm chalking most of this episode up to the lasting effects of COVID break. What was that?
Vamp Willow heads to the Bronze, and Kay's Choice is playing.
So cool.
So
maybe the biggest band
cool.
we've had show up at the Bronze.
So fucking cool. So fucking cool. I mean, I remember the existential experience I had when I played Not an Addict by Kay's Choice on my CD player in my room. Like, it's just...
That's one of the best songs of the era. That's like one of the defining, like, top 5 songs of that entire decade.
Oh, I'm going to listen to it after we record. It's unreal. It's so haunting. It's so incredible. And it's so identifiable. Like, even if you didn't know this particular song from Kay's Choice, the second she started singing, I was like...
We both clocked her right away.
Vamp Willow's walking around. And I did ask this one question. Why do vamps always dress super goth? Why don't we see any vampires that are dressed like, you know, moms?
Well, I mean,
or
we do
2000s club kids.
We've seen vamps that are dressed in like, 'cause Buffy's clocked them from wearing their like 70s fashions still.
Okay.
Like in Welcome to the Hellmouth, she spots the one. And I think the one that is hip thrusting at Faith when we first meet her is not dressed goth. So
it's happening again 2 times in one episode. You're right.
you're going to break the internet.
COVID brain. Vamp Willow bumps into Percy. And I went, oh, yes, please. Yes, very please. And Percy's trying to talk to her, give her shit for not being at home working on his paper. And I was like, let him have it, bitch. Let him have it. And sure enough, she did. And she said,
Bored now.
which,
Well,
boy, oh
before
boy.
that, he gives her the grossest line in the episode.
What was it?
Till the end of the semester, I own your ass.
Hi, I blocked that out and Eric just reminded me. Bye. Mom, I really can't wait until you know why Eric and I keep harping on every time
On board now.
somebody says bored.
I
now.
didn't remember it was such a thing. I didn't remember it. She
Coming
says
up.
it twice in the Wish episode, and she says it here.
Oh God, Mom, I can't wait. She throws this bitch across the pool table and then lifts him up by his throat. And I said, go on, girl.
Now, as satisfying as it would have been to watch her kill this guy, our Willow would have been blamed for it. It would have complicated her life. You can't explain to the police that, like, oh no, it was a vampire who we sent back to her own dimension. It's not, you know.
Sunnydale police are so dumb.
But then so Xander runs in, very gallant, was like, hey, get your hands off her. Very sweet.
It was very cute. And Vamp Willow knows Vamp Xander.
Because they are a paired couple.
Yeah, and so she's touching and hugging. And
We think she grabs his hog.
Yeah. My husband just called it a hog. Can somebody come pick me up? So, but Willow's very upset because she smells that he's alive eventually. Buffy now comes in
with the craziest hair. Buffy's hair was crazy.
It was
in this
a little
episode.
bit of a mess.
She looked like she was wearing 2 wigs on top of her head. I called her Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yes, you did.
What is going on with this hair?
Yeah. So Buffy is trying to have a moment with Willow, who appears to have really taken the old reliable kind of, you know, sweet
She's trying
and
out a new
innocent,
identity,
trying out a new identity, trying out a new look. But Vamp Willow is annoyed, bored, confused.
Recognizes Buffy from showing up and spoiling the fun at the end of the Wish.
And it was very interesting because, like, I really understood why Vamp Willow wasn't just killing every damn buddy. The confusion of just like, yeah, she's a vampire, but it's still like, but what's going on? What's going on?
Also,
like, where
way
am
outnumbered.
I? And way outnumbered, yeah. And this is it's a Slayer in her world and a Slayer in this world. So she would have a frame of reference for that.
Mm-hmm.
So Buffy then sort of like goes to grab Vamp Willow to be like, no, wait, like, let's keep talking. And she turns and is like, get off me, bumpy face. And it's heartbreaking.
And I feel like what these actors did was so good. And it was so well written that when they're mourning Willow in the library in the next scene, we are able to go there with them, even though we know what's going on, which I think is a really tough thing to pull off when we already know the answer to a thing, but they can still suck us into their reality. That's when I really felt like this episode, like, was really like humming along. It's like they made us care about a thing, even though we know it's not real.
Yeah.
This show's so good.
But before we go to that library scene, Vampire Willow is walking through the alley and 2 vampires corner her. This is what Eric pointed out that he got right.
Because the mayor has no interest in Willow at all.
Right.
So he sends 2 vampires after her.
Vamp Willow's cool, man.
Yeah.
So she fucking takes them bitches both down.
This is insane.
And then she grabs one of their hands and she's like, who do you work for? And he's, doesn't say.
I'm not going to tell you nothing.
So she breaks his finger back with a really satisfying crack.
He didn't scream enough. I feel like I would be screaming the rest of my life if somebody broke my finger.
Yeah, but you're not a vampire,
that you know of.
Dude, if you were a fucking vampire and you haven't fucking turned me into one yet, I am going to be so fucking... For your sake, I hope that you're not.
Marital grievance.
Because otherwise, marital grievance, I'm fucking staking your ass, dude. Like, if you've gone 17 fucking years without turning me into a fucking vampire, you are just an absolute bitch. So I hope for your sake you're not.
Certainly not going to tell you now.
So I see you during the day enough.
He says,
So
I'm not telling you shit.
I'm not telling
breaks
you
the
shit.
finger.
Breaks the finger.
Gives it up right away.
He's like, just kidding, the mayor Wilkins.
And then
she breaks his other finger.
Which I
and
took to just
says-
mean like, well, you gave me what you wanted. I'm just going to torture you anyway.
But she's too hot for you. She said, that's not what I'm doing.
No.
She said, who do you work for? And he said, you. Mic drop. Oh, I have a mic. I could just, well, I'm not going to drop
Please
it.
don't.
So now we're at the library where Jabander is reconciling with the fact that Willow's I mean, damn, that sucks. That would suck. But then Willow walks in and Xander does something. Nicholas Brendan puts a comedic spin on this move. But if you remove the comedy from it, it's actually a really beautiful, valiant, courageous thing that he does.
Mm-hmm.
He stands up with a crucifix.
Or a cross. I don't think there's a little guy on it.
Whatever, man. In front of Giles and Buffy. So stands between them and attempts to fend off his best friend who's just been vamped. I don't know that it's funny. I don't know that we give Xander enough credits for these types of moments because he puts a comedic spin on it.
Well, yeah, because she doesn't seem to react. So he like shakes it like maybe it's not working.
Yeah.
And then he puts it back up, which was just hilarious.
Really beautiful.
And really brave.
And enough happens that they realize like she's still alive. Oh, this is weird. They all hug her, including Giles, which was so sweet. Willow has a very cute line that almost made it where she says, say, y'all didn't happen to do a bunch of drugs, did you? And she says it in her very Allison Hannigan way, very sweet. They all look to Giles, obviously. What is going on? And he says, something very strange is happening. And
Xander has what was almost my favorite line here, too, where he goes,
can you believe the Watchers Council let this guy go?
Now we go back to the Bronze. Anya's there, and she is understandably pissed that despite being 1,120 years old, she can't get a beer. But the thing is, she wasn't 1,121 years old.
Right.
So.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's kind of funny.
Oz's band is setting up, and there's a fun conversation about only playing 3 chords between him and the lead singer.
Yeah.
Man, we need a roadie. Other bands have roadies.
Well, other bands know more than 3 chords.
Angel then comes up and asks Oz if he's seen Buffy, and we realized this was sweet.
Yeah, they've been together, just the two of them, so infrequently. Like maybe this is the first time we've ever had just the two of them.
Yeah.
And we didn't even have a name for them.
Which we now know as Wangel, obviously. No, which we now know as Ozzel. Which we now know as Ozzel.
Do we?
But it was very cute. It was a very like it reminded me of you and your brothers-in-law. Like none of your brothers-in-law are the technical blood brothers-in-law, but you all have that kind of interaction with each other when you see it. It reminded me of this, like Angel and Oz talking to each other. Like, yeah, we're only connected by the women that we're involved with, but also like, what's up, man? Like it was very sweet. The vamps at this point bust in, take over the Bronze. Vamp Willow's minions take over the Bronze, hostages, the whole thing. Vamp Willow then comes in. Oz sees this, and so he says to Angel, get Buffy, do it now. And once again, I'm reminded, I get it as an actor. I get why Seth Green didn't feel fulfilled, and I do not begrudge him that. But what he provided to the audience was so fulsome with every line he delivers.
Well, it's because this episode did a thing. What we often get is, well, there's too much going on, so Faith can't be in this episode. Too much going on, Oz can't be in this episode.
Right.
Too much going on, Cordy can't be in this episode. This one touched on everyone, gave everyone a little moment, gave everyone a little gift, gave them their little bit of spotlight to just remind us that they all exist in the world. And it was the best version of that we've ever seen on this show.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Got
except
a
for
moment.
Joyce, got a little moment.
Yeah. So Willow is vamping it up, and she appears to have another preternatural desire because she goes up to someone named Sandy. She immediately eats this girl, but sexily.
Yeah, licks her neck first.
Interesting.
Kind of like doing a tequila shot.
Yeah. So Oz tries to talk to her, which was really interesting because Vamp Willow does know Oz
as a white hat.
So Anya is sort of observing all of this that's happening and immediately clocks that Vamp Willow is in the wrong world. So like she picks up on what's being put down immediately, which is also very true to character that we see going forward. And Anya then approaches Vamp Willow and says, "Okay, this isn't how I thought it was going, but let's team up," she says. So back in the library, we're now filling our Willow in on our experience with Vamp Doppelganger Willow. Angel then comes in to break the news again. And everyone's like, yeah. No. We got the whole thing. We know everything that's happening. And they decide to all head to the Bronze. And Willow then says, wait, what are we going to do with me? So Willow has an idea and she says, "I'll catch up with you."
She reaches over the counter to grab something.
Vamp Willow is already there, catches her.
We get some Patty Duke show shenanigans.
And Vamp Willow says, "Well, look at me. I'm all fuzzy." And that is Willow. She does tend to skew fuzzy in her attire. We learn that Anya told Vamp Willow that our Willow can help sort all of this out. We also see that Vamp Willow is a little bit gay for our Willow as well, which brought up an interesting feeling inside of me where I said, like, I've been attracted to many a woman in my life. In another universe, I don't think it would be difficult for me to fall in love with a woman.
Sure.
I think I skew dick.
In my opinion, there are two types. There's only two types of guys in the world. You know, you Eileen Dick or Eileen Cooch. You know what I mean? It's gonna be one or the other.
Yeah. So, but what was interesting was that this did not resonate with me at all. I do not think I would be attracted
to yourself.
To myself. I think I would enjoy hanging out with myself. I think I would enjoy. Bitch.
No, I'm thinking for myself. I don't want to hang out with me.
Oh yeah, you'd be exhausting.
You actually have to hang out with me.
That's how I know. But I'm not attracted to myself.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
I'm not my type.
Yeah, no, I don't think I would be my type either.
You're not your type?
No, I don't think so.
Interesting.
No.
Interesting.
No, I like prettier guys than me. I'm not pretty enough for me.
Yeah, I guess. That's interesting. Yeah, I actually don't even know what it is about me that wouldn't be my type. I've
seen women that you like respond to, yeah, and they tend to. I think it's because at its very base level, I get to see this in the mirror every time, all the time. Anytime I want, I can look at me. I can look at me with my clothes off. I think part of the fun of being with a different person is that, hey, they look different.
They look different. Yeah. But also, I don't know that we're full-blown narcissists. Like, I think vampness also infects you with narcissism.
I think that at least for the main character vamps, like the entry-level vamps don't seem to, the minions, the ones who willingly submit to being in the master's gang or get their fingy broke and decide that they're going to serve Willow. Maybe those guys aren't narcissists, but the ones that tend to rise to the top of the hierarchy, certainly. But that's no different than the human world.
Our Willow is trying to fend off the advances of Vamp Willow. Vamp Willow throws her over the counter where the
trank gun.
So she tranks her. Our Scoobies then come in. We cut to them dragging Vamp Willow into the library cage. And this is where Willow is talking to Buffy about what kind of person Vamp Willow is. And she's like, also, I think I'm kind of gay. And all of us went, spoiler alert.
Right.
Stay tuned, Miss Willow Danielle Rosenberg.
It's interesting. We always talk about her being a lesbian. Do you think she was always a lesbian and just dated guys out of convention, or do you think she is bisexual?
There's only 2 types of bis in the world.
I think she's bi. It doesn't, maybe at that time doesn't occur to you that you're gay.
Right.
So you feel a connection with someone like Xander, feel a connection with someone like Oz. You're attracted to them.
Right.
That part of the spectrum lives inside of you, but ultimately new avenues are opened up when you meet the person that sort of has all of the things that you're looking for. Buffy is clearly trying to do some mental gymnastics about saying to Willow, like, don't worry, like the person you are as a vamp has nothing to do with who you are as a person.
And Angel tries to correct her and then realizes, not the time.
Okay, let's move past it. I'm trying to make a point here.
And he's going to be like, no, I'm actually pretty much the same dude.
It's also like this show, if you map it that way, shows that that's like very much not the case at all. Every single vampire we interact with, there are elements of their person.
And frankly, the wounds that hurt them when they were human
are exacerbated,
define their vamp existence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Buffy now has an idea. So they dress Will up like Vamp Will.
You had a funny comment. You're like, they swapped the clothes, like, and they bothered to like put the tights on her. Like, that's very intimate. Like,
that's a very intimate clothing swap. Willow is wearing Vamp Willow's goth corset and looks down and says, gosh, look at those. It was very cute. It's a pretty good plan, if I'm being honest, is our Willow dressed as Vamp Willow is going to go into the bronze and try to get each vamp to come out one by one.
Right, to thin the numbers a little bit so that when they finally do make their assault, they're not outnumbered. She also comments that, like, the outfit's very uncomfortable, but I guess vampires don't have to breathe. So
smart. That's why so many vampires wear corsets.
They send Willow dressed as Vamp Willow.
They send our Willow dressed as Vamp Willow into the bronze. And she's couldn't be less convincing. Hi, I'm back. They're like, where's the other Willow? We thought you were going to bring her back so we could do some spell. Our Willow doesn't know what Vamp Willow's plan was, so she's like, I killed her. And this is where Anya's like, huh? And then we see part of the Scooby's plan. Willow turns to one of the minions and says, hey, I think I heard something outside. Can you go out and check?
Of course, they jump him and stake him as soon as he goes out. And then she gives like a not so subtle wave to Oz, like, hey, it's really me.
So cute. And
he breathes a huge sigh of relief.
So cute.
It was geniusly plotted.
It really was.
This really unfolded in such a clever way.
So now we go to Vamp Willow, who's back in the cage. And who comes in but Cordelia?
Well, Price is Right spokesmodel.
Cordelia. Yeah, this dress was unhinged.
This was extra as shit.
And
I think she put it on because she's in there to find Wesley.
Wesley?
It also is just a crazy dress to wear. The sparkles were aggressive. It was wild. Listen, I'm not one to critique Cordelia Chase's fashion.
She looked
choices.
phenomenal. It just was like so
over the
otherworldly.
top.
And
yeah.
Like, yeah.
3 weeks ago, Ketryn wrote, this is not a book checky outie dress. Cordy's about to let Willow out of the book cage, but then decides, no, this is a great opportunity to talk about boyfriend stealing ethics, which you brought up a good point. You were like, Cordelia's never stolen a boyfriend. And I was like, she said ethics, which means she knows what the consequences are and she's on the other side of it. And the other side of it is that if you find the girl who stole your boyfriend in a cage, you get to torment and question them.
But I also think Cordy would probably not steal a friend's boyfriend.
You don't think if Harmony was dating someone that Cordelia wanted? Girl. Cordelia says, bitch, watch. Hold my beer. So back in the bronze, our Willow is trying to make excuses about why she wouldn't want to kill people right now. She doesn't feel like it. I don't feel like killing right now.
Too easy. Fish in a barrel. Frankly, decent stall tactic, but her demeanor is not very convincing.
Not at all. And she says, what if we gave everyone a 30-second head start? which I'm kind of like, that does sound a little fun. I think there's a vampire out there that would say okay to that. But not these guys, because these are just minion vamps who don't really, they don't have the gravitas and the theatricality of a Spike or an Angel or a Drusilla, right?
Yeah, they don't need it to be epic. Meal. They just want to eat.
Yeah, they want to go to drive-through. So Anya in this moment immediately figures it out. And I said, but you know what you didn't figure out, Anya? Your outfit.
This is where the brown skirt
was so bad. The skirt, two different color browns. And then the brown skirt, the waistband of it, it looked like a middle schooler made the skirt in an elective sewing class that was then going to be used in the middle school play where somebody was cast as a tree. That's what it looked like. And if you go back and you pause it and you look, because they didn't show it that often, they said, oh, this was a mistake. So she's normally just filmed from
waist up.
The
top looked pretty great, I thought.
But you put that together and you freeze frame it, middle school tree. Back at the library, Cordelia is boring Vamp Willow and is just like, Willow is like, I don't have time for this, but also like is clearly a little bit attracted to Cordelia.
Yeah, you picked up on that. I don't know that I clocked that. I don't doubt it.
Well, one, she's looking at Cordelia. So like, do you have eyes?
Yeah.
You know? But she's like, do I have something on my neck? And Vamp Willow says, not yet. You didn't have to say it that hot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Cordelia finally lets her out, immediately bumpitude. Cut to Cordelia running through the school. Wesley happens to be there and gets to play Knight in ill-fitting armor. So Vamp Willow is tired. And she's like, I don't even know where I am.
Right.
I don't know where this is happening. I hate these clothes. This is terrible. I'm not going to fucking kill somebody in this outfit. Back at the Bronze, Anya and Willow. Anya's figured it out.
They're doing a duck season, rabbit season thing here.
Yeah, and
like, kill her. No, you kill her.
Yeah, and Willow's like, "Come on, I'm a blood-sucking fiend. Look at my outfit." So cute. Willow then throws out her signal.
A human? Oh yeah, could a human do this?
Sure. Yeah, I think
Let's do that.
So now the Scoobies rush in. Fun melee. Great. Lots of fights.
Devin tries to climb up a rope and gets 1 foot up the ropes and has to bail.
I actually wrote that. I was like, why is Lisa hanging from ropes? What is happening? What was he trying to do?
I think he was trying to get to safety, but he clearly is not someone who could climb the rope in gym class.
No, he's not.
He's also a massive dude. Like, he's lanky. His center of gravity is all over the place. That would be a really tough. It's not like, I'm sure Oz could just scamper up there like a little squirrel, but this guy's 6'4".
Can you climb a rope?
I could when I was in high school. I don't think I could do it now.
Let's try. Just kidding. Willow Vamp and our Willow find themselves in a strangle sesh, and not the hot kind. Just kidding. And Buffy is about, fun fight. Buffy then comes up and is about to stake Vamp Willow, and our Willow doesn't want her to.
Nope.
Cut to all the other vamps have been dusted. It's spell time. Anya's there. Giles is there. They're like, doesn't really matter who did what when. We just need to get everything back in alignment.
Right. And this reminded me of, or frankly, this movie reminded me of this in the Spider-Man No Way Home. They're like, we're not going to kill these villains, or we're not going to like imprison them here. We're going to send them back to their realities and let fate do what it will with them.
Yeah. Willow can't kill Vamp Willow, and Buffy says, frankly, I can't either. And it has my favorite line of the episode.
Interesting, and I buy all of this, but she could kill Angel or stab and not kill Angel, as it were. But this, who's not even her Willow.
I think it's because there's a separation. This is another universe that isn't my responsibility. There's another Buffy on that end. It's her responsibility. So I think she's able to let go, knowing that there is another Buffy over there.
Confident that they've got another solution, because if there wasn't the send her home, they would have no choice.
Agreed.
Even though she's not from here, she could kill people here.
I think Buffy is always looking for a reason to not have to do hard kills. especially after Angel.
Yeah.
I think she's like, if I have an out, I'm taking it. Our Willows hug and Vamp Willow gets handsy. It's very fun. We send her back and she's immediately staked in the way that we saw her staked by Whitehead Oz.
Yeah, she gets dropped in 1 second before she's killed, and she actually goes, "Oh fuck!" She dusts before she can finish the word.
It was fun. So Billow the next day, Willow is like, "I'm done with trying to not be Mr. Reliable. Like I've had enough." And Percy then comes up, and Percy got scared straight. Percy wrote papers on both Roosevelts because he didn't know which one, including the bibliography, and brought an apple.
And it's giving Biff waxing George McFly's car at the end of Back to the Future after George stood up to him.
It was great. And so Willow says, actually, I can go out. See you at the Bronze at 9.
9.
Credits.
It was great. I just loved it so much. And again, we got to check in with the Faith and the Mayor story. We got a nice like mini arc of C story for Cordelia.
Mm-hmm.
WWP got to do some stuff. All our main Scoobs were massively involved in the whole thing.
Angel really just Joyce
came in to throw some fisticuffs around and relay some information. Like it was just the perfect Buffy episode.
It was great.
Like I hard to say because we're in the midst of it. One of my favorite of this season so far.
I would agree.
It was fantastic. All right, you ready to do the Sunnydale High Yearbook Committee meeting?
Yep.
Who did you have for best dressed?
Xander's brown jacket. I thought he looked great.
He did look
tailored, stylish. Loved it.
I mentioned it already, but Faith's workout outfit with her satin Sporty Spice pants.
Yeah, that was cute.
She just looked really great. And her hair was doing a different thing than we've seen her do before.
Mm-hmm.
Who was your worst dressed?
Anya's brown sludge tied with this one fucking vamp who had like...
Oh, the long goatee.
Like... It just, I don't even know how to just, it looked like a lucky rabbit's foot glued to his chin.
It looked like a long paintbrush.
It was so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And lucky for Anya, or she'd be holding that first prize worst dress trophy by herself, but just holding on to it with that guy.
I gave it to Percy in his first scene in Snyder's office where he's wearing this weird ass shirt. He looked like a FedEx driver to me. Like I just wasn't feeling it. What was your best line?
Best line was when Buffy says,
"There but for the grace of getting bit."
That was fantastic and very poignant.
Yeah.
Just really the perfect Buffy line because it's clever. It's
familiar.
It's taking a play on a familiar phrase, but it's also like so resonant with the themes of the show. I have a tie. Buffy saying to Willow,
I know Faith's not going to be on the cover of Sanity Fair, but
it's funny.
And when Percy tells Snyder he has challenges, and Snyder calls him out and says,
"You're lazy, self-involved, and spoiled. That's quite the challenge."
So I love that. What was your worst line?
My worst line was from Percy, where Willow says, "Can we meet at lunch?" And he says,
No. I don't have any time at lunch. I got to hang out.
And that's the line where I was like, do I hate the writers or this character or everyone that this character represents, or all of them?
Yeah, all of the above.
Yeah.
I didn't like when Anya says to Willow,
"Don't be such a wimp."
It felt like it undercut what was happening. It feels like she could have been snappier, meaner, more aggressive.
Agreed.
What was your best move?
Willow waving at Oz.
That was fantastic.
Real quick.
I at a tie again. I can't pick anything in these. Anya recruiting Willow to do the spell, I thought was fucking stroke of genius. And then, who do you work for? Snap. Who do you work for? Snap. So fucking cool.
That was great.
It was awesome. And then lastly, who did you have for most likely?
Most likely to have developed a new dominatrix kink that eventually leaves him bankrupt? Percy.
He's going to be a pay pig.
Yeah.
I had most likely to sell glass covered pastries as Chunky style rather than throw them out the bronze management. That's all we got for you this week. Thanks for hanging out. If you would please give us a like, click that little thumbs up button. Please subscribe. Please leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought of our take on this episode. Anything ridiculous that we said that you want to call us out for, let us know. Share this with a friend. Just go up there, grab the URL, text this to somebody who you think would dig it, because we're really just trying to grow this thing, and it helps us out more than you can know. Do you want to help us out even more? $5 a month Patreon. We put out a watch along for every episode. We put on a trivia crypt. We put out a trivia crypt for every episode, deep dive minisode.
Now you can get a tarot read.
You can get some tarot reads, not tarot read. That's different. And yeah, we've got some other things planned. We've got some stuff. We've put it on the agenda. We're going to get to it probably late spring, early summer. We're going to do an bonus episode on the unaired Buffy pilot. We're also going to do an episode on the draft of the script that's going around for new Sunnydale. Even though it seems like that wasn't the most updated one, we're going to read it and do a walkthrough as though we watched the episode. So all that is still to come. Revisiting our clips from season 1, we still have never done a watch along of Basic Instinct, which we need to do.
Yeah, let's do it. I've never seen it.
You've seen it at least twice. You probably saw it before you even started dating me, but you've seen it twice with me. Oh. I can guarantee. And it's going to be fun to watch on the watch along. Are you going to, oh no, I don't know what's happening. Or are you going to be honest when you start to recognize stuff?
I'll be honest. I've never seen it.
Goldfish brain. Yeah, anyway, so that's it. Let's get out of here. I'm starving. I'm going to go eat something, but we can't thank you enough for hanging out, and we'll see you next week. Until then,
dust you later.